Coming to you live from the Show Me State, the birthplace of James Mercer Langston Hughes. It's the Colbert Connection. Your hosts, Melody and Donika, are connecting you to the world through Facebook Live with today's hot topics and creative conversations. I'm your announcer, D.R. Colbert, working hard for a free meal and a bottle of crushed grapes. And now, here's your host of the Colbert Connection, Melody Colbert King and Donika Colbert.
Hey everybody! Hey, y'all! It's 6 o'clock. It's Tuesday. Welcome to the Colbert Connection. I'm Melody Colbert King.
I'm Troy Thomas.
And I'm Don Colbert.
Boom! We're in the house.
We're here.
Hey.
Y'all, we in here with a lot of estrogen today. So
Yeah,
my guys here is feeling a little.
Hey, I need one of them patches.
They feeling the heat. They feeling the heat. They don't know what to say. They don't really know what to say.
We're trying to hold our own.
Yeah, we got the mom's panel today. We're excited about that.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
That just goes to show you, every day
Every day.
is Mother's Day.
Every
We
day.
don't stop for one day.
We should be acknowledged every day.
Yes.
For sure.
Because just like we say, we brought you into the world.
All mine.
And on a bad day, we can take you out.
Yeah.
Or we'll make you think you want to leave. Because we will take, yes, and so. But
We're going to have some fun.
we're ready for some fun.
I know. I hope our panel is ready.
They're going to be ready. But first,
We have more things to talk about.
yeah, we got to talk about that $300 federal money is going away.
Uh-oh.
In 6 states anyway.
Wow.
Got to go back to work.
And Missouri is one of the states.
Oh.
You got to go back to work.
Uh-oh.
Why would you have to go back?
Well, I mean, unless you can make it on the regular unemployment. It's just that extra pandemic assistance is going away.
I'm sure there'll be some feet dragging.
Some people might be a little creative on their reporting.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
It's like, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, going away June 12th. And Missouri, you're going back to work. So find a job now. Everybody's hiring. And yeah, start making up that money now. Because most of them are starting out at $15 an hour. The fast food places and stuff. Which they should be doing anyway.
Right.
What took it so long?
Man. And it really should be more than that. Because
Hey,
they
all
say
the money they were making?
they say living wage. No, you need to be a thriving wage.
All right.
You know?
Yeah. All that money they were making during McDonald's
Yes.
was packed. Them mothers
Packed.
hanging out.
And reluctant to open dining rooms now.
Right.
They're reluctant because they're like, nah, we was making money. We making a little bit more money. We making money.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying. Anyway, y'all get ready to go to work.
Hey,
Go back.
Go to work.
get your work boots out.
And I got a question. I just need to know I need to know the type of man you are and the type you are.
Uh-oh.
Are you a pull in to park or are you a back in to park?
It depends on what parking lot I'm in.
Okay, that's a good one. But most people, I've noticed, I don't even know why it hit me, but I was noticing that a lot of people, they all the time back in or they all the time pull in.
I know.
What?
What's the reason behind it?
I don't know, it makes you something, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. I'm the type that, I need to have an exit strategy. So I like to be blocked in, or I like
Right,
to
so
be.
you back
And
in.
a lot of that is taught from when I was at UPS.
Oh.
Always leave yourself an out.
So
Always
basically,
leave
and
yourself
you
an out.
from military.
That's it.
Okay.
You always have to leave yourself a way out.
Yeah.
And like I said, it
Don't back
dictates.
in a corner.
No,
Yeah.
please don't.
Oh, okay.
I'm coming out over shot.
Come
if I
out.
have to.
I'm gonna come out the victor, is what
Right.
they're saying.
Yes.
Don't take me there.
That's for sure. Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna do the muse because we are really excited to get into our Mother's Day panel. We know Mother's Day was Sunday, but like we said, it's every day.
Every day.
Acknowledge if your moms are here, acknowledge them every day. Tell them, give them a little something. Just Something. Even if they get on your nerves and work your nerves, because we're going to talk about that too. Because
Yeah,
moms
yeah.
do that.
Yeah,
Moms do that.
Tell it all.
Yes.
Yeah.
We do.
Don't
We
stay
do.
on the good stuff.
Motherhood ain't all good. It ain't all. We love our children, but it ain't all good. Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and get to the muses real quick. As soon as okay. And we got this from one of our moms that's going to be on our panel, and who's also happens to be our tech producer assistant. I think is her title. I can't never get it right.
Sounded good.
It does sound good. But anyway, she says, why do we put round pizza in a square box and serve it up in triangles?
Now,
Hey.
she was in geography. I can tell.
But you think about it.
Yeah,
You get a
right.
round pizza,
Yes.
and it always comes in that square box.
Yes.
It's some kind of illusion.
And it's cut in a triangle.
Sacred geometry.
I'm just saying.
Hey, that's a good one. because
That is great.
Yes, it is.
I was like, that's a good
Yeah.
question. I have no idea. So yeah, we're if anybody knows the answer to that, please let us know. Please type it in, let us know. And we know there are a couple pizza places here that are local who cut in squares. We know that. But for the majority,
It's always.
They're
It's a
shortchanging us
Yeah.
with that circle.
man,
They could be filling out the
fill it
corner.
out to the ends. That's what I'm talking about. It's a money thing again. Everything goes back to money. And how many people get excited at the thought or the prospect of thinking of living in a gated community? Some people, that's what they look for, right?
I used
They're
to
like,
get excited till you get that booklet.
the housing association, they be like, oh, I got rules and regulations here. Rules and regulations.
I just want a booklet
Yeah.
to change the game.
It's like, oh, tell me I can't do this, huh?
Right.
A lot of rules.
You
and
a lot of
regulations.
regulations. Well, I just say that because everybody eventually is going to live in a gated community. The cemetery is a gated community.
Well, yeah.
Boom! I know I take y'all there. I do.
It's old Rusty Gate, but
It's
it's
a
good.
gated
Yeah.
It's a gated community.
It is a gated community.
And you don't really get a choice on the gates of the. You don't really get a
Right.
choice.
Yeah, they ain't quite the pearly gate.
You better live right. You better live right. I'm just saying, we striving for them pearly gates.
We're trying to get to the
but,
pearly
All right.
gate.
You
Yeah.
gotta go through that rust first.
you know, if you let good metal sit out, it'll rust. So you gotta keep it polished. Keep it polished. But yeah, so cemetery is a gated community.
It is.
I just thought I'd throw that
Oh,
out.
okay, yeah.
I know.
I ain't anxious to get
Work
to that
with me,
community
y'all.
yet.
Work with me. We all going.
Oh,
one
yeah,
day.
we going.
One day.
But wonder if they burn you.
What?
If
The
they-
gates?
No.
Oh.
If they cremate you.
Oh. Well,
Right.
Then you
still-
don't have to go to the gated community.
I think you do.
Right.
You can
Well,
sit
you
on,
can
you
go.
can sit on
You can go
someone's
on
shelf.
the
You can sit
the
on
mantle
someone's-
fireplace. Sprinkle out in the ocean.
Wherever you want to be spread.
That's true.
That's true. That's true, too.
And that's gonna be another show we're gonna talk about
Yeah.
on another day.
On
'cause,
another day.
Yeah, there's a
Right.
lot with that. A lot
Yeah,
with
you
that.
go broke trying to bury somebody.
Man,
Yeah.
to go underground, to go under.
Yeah.
It's like, what's going
Yeah.
on?
Hey,
$10,000.
can you let them sit on top?
How much just to put a drape over it? How much for that? Yeah.
Let the crows get
It's,
them.
man, it's business. It's terrible, but it's a business.
That's why they call it insurance.
It's
Right.
Hey, that's why you have to get some
Gotta
type
have
of
it.
insurance.
Make sure you have insurance, people.
Yes.
Make
My
sure you
goodness.
have, and make sure you have replacement insurance. Don't get, it can get you because you get insurance. People think, oh, I have insurance, and then they have to replace something. Replacement costs like your house or whatever. Replacement costs done tripled, more than that.
Replacing what?
Your house. If you have to
Oh,
replace
okay,
your
right,
house,
yeah,
you
I
can't
thought you
replace it for what you're insured
I thought you
for.
meant replace the casket unless somebody stole the flowers or something. You need a replacement insurance.
That's what I
or
thought we
something.
were
Yeah.
talking about. I didn't know.
Somebody stole your vase. You gotta replace it.
Help us. We're going to go to a commercial here in a minute because we're going to get back to our panel. We're going to get to our panel
Right.
because, I think the testosterone is trying to overpower the estrogen and it ain't working.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
No, we're
They
gonna-
try to get
we
in,
will
though.
hold our own.
Right.
Oh,
We're gonna hold
okay.
our own.
Y'all heard it. Y'all heard
We're
that.
not nervous.
Yes.
But when we come back, we are going to have our Mother's Day panel, and we hope you guys will join us.
It will.
We'll see you in a minute.
Morning, baby. It's waking you up so you can go glorify God. Hope everything's going great, baby. Okay. Love you. Have a great day.
I can still see you here.
Morning, baby. It's waking you up so you can go glorify God. Hope everything's going great, baby. Okay. Love you. Have a great day.
I can still see you here in this room.
Morning, baby. It's waking you up so you can go glorify God. Hope everything's going great, baby. Okay. Love you. Have a great day.
I can still see you here in this room, dressed in blue. Sunlight brushes past your face as the rays come shining through. You look right at me as I walk towards you. Smile so beautiful, feels so good to hug you. If it's up to me, I'll stay here in this dream forever. If it's up to me, I'll stay here in this dream forever. I close my eyes, soak in each moment. In my heart, I know it. If it's up to me, I'd stay here in this dream forever. As I take your hand, you squeeze back just as tight. Pull me close and whisper it will be alright. Tears fall down my cheek whenever you speak. I'm soft and lovely. I rest in this moment again and again. If it's up to me, I'll stay here in this dream forever. If it's up to me, I'll stay here in this dream forever. I close my eyes, soak in each moment. My heart, I know it. If it's up to me, I'd stay here in this dream forever.
Hey, baby, you ready?
Yeah,
Get ready to have you.
in my If it's up to me, I'll stay here in this dream forever. If it's up to me, I'll stay here in this dream.
Okay, we're back, everybody. Thank you for joining us. And we got here's our lovely panel. It's our lovely panel. We have the lovely Jess, who is our tech assist. She's whatever I called her just a second ago. That's what she is.
That's me.
She's our tech assistant producer person. Yes. And then we have Desiree Fultz, and she is the mother of 6 children. Yes, 6. It does still exist, y'all. It does still exist. And then we have the lovely Amanda Felix, and she's going to talk here in a minute about that song you just heard. And then we have the lovely Pamela Nero. And she is the mother of grown kids. So she's going to give us a lot of perspective with a little bit dash of attitude. Little sprinkle here and there.
Welcome, ladies.
So welcome.
Yes,
Thank you
yes,
for having
yes.
me.
We are excited. But we got some rapid fire questions for you real quick. Before we get into the panel. So be ready. I'm already getting the look.
I'm too.
Pam's giving us the look. Everybody giving us the look. Okay. We start with you.
Hey, I got a question. Do you believe in allowances or making them work for their money?
Making them work.
Making them work, yeah.
Reward system.
Oh.
Now, what's that look like?
Well, the more you work, the more rewards you get.
Okay.
That gives you up for life for real.
Yes, it does. And we got some hard workers.
Making them work.
Making them work.
Hey, with 6 kids,
How did I
you
know
gotta-
that was coming?
Yeah. With 6 kids, you gotta make them work.
There were 6
Because
of
you're
us,
trying to get 'em out.
and we
Yeah.
were working. Yes.
Are you a do as I say, mom, or do as I do, mom?
Do as I say.
Do as I do.
Because
Because there are certain things that I think you can do. I say this a lot. I say, well, you can do that when you're a grown up, but you're not a grown up, and I am.
Okay.
So there's
Okay.
that. When you're that age, you can say crap. You can't say it now because it's rude. But when you're 18 or older, you can say that.
Okay. All right.
Well, I feel like if my children are emulating what I'm doing, they're calling me out.
Ooh.
If I don't like what I'm seeing. So we keep each other in check.
Yeah, I see.
Are we gonna be on this plane all night? I mean, she's like soaring above. I forgot
Yeah,
that.
something
I want on my
Yeah.
purse.
We gonna have her take her hat off because she got some secrets.
Yeah, something in there.
Zooming
Whispering
down.
in there.
Yeah, it's like a portal or something, zooming it down in her head.
and moving along.
I can't answer that. I don't have any children.
What was your mom? How did your mom do?
What was my mom? Do as I do, probably. Like, follow an example type
Okay,
of thing.
that's good.
I can say both. Do as I do and do as I say.
Ain't
Because why? You ain't gonna do right.
already know. Already
You
know.
gonna
No, but definitely do what I say.
Did
Definitely, but and do as I do. Like if we go out to the store or something, like that. You see me walking correctly and having an attitude or whatever. Then I don't want to see you acting crazy while I'm walking through the store.
She said you ain't gonna be acting a fool
Yeah,
in the store.
that's good.
That's what she said. Okay, well I got one. Do you believe more in laying hands on the kids, or we gonna talk them down?
I try to talk down, or not talk down, but talk them down because all kids are different. Some react better to a little swat.
Uh-huh.
Others, like Leo, he's such a thinker.
Uh-huh.
So I'm like, now, why did we do that? Did you think about how that would,
Okay.
the consequence of that? So I try to get him to think about stuff
I like that.
more
Okay.
than that. But I mean, I had a few spankings when I was a little kid, so
And you-
I'm okay.
you just-
I'm all right. It is
And
what
we're gonna come
it
to
is.
that. We're gonna come back to that too, in the discussion, because we really need to know: are we really okay as adults? Are we really okay? Go ahead.
I
Lay
think
hands
it's
or
a case-by-case basis.
Okay.
Depending on the child, like she said, because every one of them's different. Having 6, there's quite a range
Yeah.
of personalities there.
Yeah.
And there's a few I've never had to spank once in their life.
Wow.
Not once. I literally,
That's amazing.
it's
You
the
can
look.
give me those.
The look, and they
Yes.
are disappointed, and they're just hurt because they want my approval so bad.
Yeah.
That reward system. That reward system.
y'all better listen. Y'all better listen to
Yeah,
Dad. I'm
but-
telling you.
I'll tell you what, I have one that is so strong-willed. Nothing gets her attention but some physical attention
Okay.
sometimes. So, it's case by case, and I don't like doing it, but
Yeah.
we keep each other in check.
It's that. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt me
It
more
hurts
than
me
it
a
hurts
whole lot
you.
more.
Oh,
It
yeah.
does.
Yeah, only thing it's hurting is maybe my hands is getting tired or something like that, maybe. But
I've had them to sit down and rest, and then get back up there and get
Yeah,
ready to
right.
go at it again.
Yeah.
And so I know what it was like
Round
back then.
two.
Round two. Or do both. You talking and whipping at the same time.
Exactly.
Yes, spare the rod, spoil the child.
Yeah,
Yes.
and getting talked to. Yeah.
Oh,
What'd I say?
yes. Man, we trying to hop.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm done.
Definitely lay hands.
Yes.
I'm an
Reach out and touch.
old school mama,
Right.
and I was raised by grandparents, and they didn't play that, so
Boom,
not at all.
boom, boom, and that is true. All right.
Did each one of you all have corporate punishment
Oh
coming
yeah.
up?
Yes. Military
Yeah, I had
family.
both.
Military.
Yeah.
It was not anybody go stand in the corner or nothing like that, huh?
My grandma made me pick my own switch.
Oh,
Ding, ding, ding,
yeah.
ding, ding. Look, we can all raise hands. How many of y'all can raise hands on that one? And out in our
You get her
audience.
over there.
Yep. She still ain't got a whooping yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm saying, you get her over there.
That's what's wrong with her now. That's what's wrong now.
Yeah.
Look, he even said, and once you start that, you got to keep it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They become spoiled fast.
Yeah, man. That's what they say. Is there any? Do you believe that there is such a thing as spoiling kids, or do you think it's
Oh yeah.
Yes.
loving
Yeah.
kids? You do think there's a difference?
Spoiling, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, that it goes back to the do you give them an allowance or do they
Mhm.
work for it? I feel like if you spoil them, they're not able to understand the value of what they have or the value of money. Like, hey, can I have this? Yeah, sure. Here you go. Well, but then they're just going to keep asking for things because they don't understand that it takes money to do this and you have to work to get money. So I try to, talk to Leo about, like, yeah, maybe if you do something to earn that,
Right.
then we could go get that toy or something. Because he's got tons of toys.
Yeah,
He
that they
doesn't-
don't even play with. Yeah.
Mhm. So, yeah, I think it's yeah, you can definitely spoil.
Okay.
They got to know the value of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I believe it that you can spoil them, and then if it ever comes a time that you can't
Mm.
get them what they want,
Ooh.
then here comes the
Mhm.
attitude.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Sounds like you're talking from experience. I don't know.
I
I'm just judging
have
what
14
hear.
grandkids,
Ooh.
So you know how to
and
do
the
it.
and the first 4 are all female.
Ooh. Ooh.
So
So you know how to
deal
handle
with
all
that.
the
Attitude.
Yeah, here come attitude number 1.
Well, right.
Here come attitude number 2.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think there's a difference between rewards and entitlements. And
Ooh.
I think everyone should expect a reward every once in a while for hard work. They've earned
Okay.
it.
Right.
But to expect something that wasn't earned, that's entitlement. And we don't
You're
play
just
that.
teaching them to be.
We don't play that in our house.
Okay.
What do you do when they do try to do that?
They don't get anything. If
They get
expect
silenced.
They get silenced.
Oh, now this is yeah.
Like, I don't see you.
I don't see you. If you're misbehaving, I don't see that.
Yeah.
And it
Right.
really straightens up fast because what do they want? They want attention.
Attention.
They
Yeah.
want attention.
Yep.
Give them positive reinforcement and they'll give you attention.
Well, our parents used to give us attention. Oh, you want some
Oh, you
attention?
want some
attention?
I'm gonna give you some attention.
And I keep going back to that, and I
Right,
still
yeah,
keep
see
going
that?
back to that because that does it shapes as adults. It shapes our behavior. It shapes
It does.
how we interact with people. It shapes us,
Absolutely.
and it's like, when do we deal with that part of our? You know what I mean? And
We're
then we
gonna turn
pass
those
it on to
people
our
out.
kids.
Yes, we're turning those people out into society. And if we turn out entitled people, that's a burden to everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Well, that's what we
So,
got.
that's
you know,
good.
You know,
This is
but
what
if we're
we
turning
got.
out people
Did you
who-
wait a book yet?
She has written. She
Yeah.
is an author.
Yeah?
I'm about to say
Okay.
that. She's an author too. She does. Des, I'm telling y'all. I meant to let all y'all do a little quick intro of yourselves. Just go ahead and do that now. Just go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Break the yeah.
Okay. So I'm Jessica, and I'm
There's y'all's
usually.
camera.
Oh, hello. Like I don't like.
I like you know.
This is my first time here, and no, usually I'm behind the camera. I am a graphic designer, and I make shirts and other fun things, and I sing, and yeah, all the fun stuff, and yeah, that's me.
All right.
It's wonderful to be among other artists. We have three
Yes.
singers.
Right, yeah.
It's
Yes.
amazing.
We're gonna have y'all do something.
All right,
We
you
got
guys ready? What are we
collaboration
gonna say?
coming up.
No.
We got a collaboration coming up. I'm feeling it.
I'm also a musician and an artist, and so I mean, when you love one kind of art, you can't not love all of them. So hobbyist of all kinds.
Yeah.
I'm also a scholar, and many degrees, And got a degree from Missouri Southern in art, graphic communications.
I went there for a while in
Y'all have to
graphics.
see some of her art. My
Thank
gosh.
you.
Do you do like
Ridiculous.
drawings and
I
stuff?
do,
And
I
see,
do.
I can't do art like that. I can only do computer art. I would
Digital,
love.
digital.
I would
We're
love
digital
to do, yeah, digital.
Yes.
Yeah, oh, I'm jealous of the yeah. But yeah.
And I'm an author, so I've had several best-selling books
Yep.
and a lot of music releases. But I would say probably the latest development in life has been joining the clergy and becoming a spiritual leader as well. So
I like that.
I love that.
thank you. I feel like I need to give back. I've been given so much.
And you got, we got to do a whole nother show on that.
Yeah,
She got
just-
she got some break free stuff that for real that people need to hear about. But that's another show.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, I'm Amanda Felix. I'm born and raised here. My
Yes.
heart is here. I am a singer, actress, model, and I have lived in so many different states, living my dreams. Let's put it that way. I am an upcoming author. I finished my book a year ago, so it should be releasing this year. I just released a new song for my mom, and
Which is what we heard,
what
right?
we just heard, yes.
When is that released?
That released on Mother's Day. Yeah. And I'm going to do a music video release here in my hometown.
Tell about
for
it real
everybody.
quick. Yes,
Okay,
tell
so
the camera, yes.
I don't have the date set yet, but it'll probably be in June. And I'm going to invite all my mom's close friends and people that have been in our life that knew my mom and just host like an event for her in her memory.
That's
Yeah.
That's good.
That is
So,
beautiful. Making
pretty
her
neat.
proud even
And I
still.
also run a nonprofit called Be Still Ministries where we help women overcome their setbacks and find their voice.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
you
good.
recently just
Very
did
cool.
helped a young lady.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fire or something.
Yeah, well, we did the fire is recent. That's
Mhm.
the one we're raising money for. She's actually in this town. Her name is Roberta White. So if anybody goes to my Facebook, they can click on that and donate or donate your time or something. The one we did in Atlanta, Georgia was a woman that I actually met at an Elevation Worship event. And the Lord just told me to go to her and start talking to her, and I did, and I found out all this stuff. She had 4 kids, was on the streets. We got a roof over her head in less than 24 hours. We got furniture, paid the light bill and everything.
Oh,
so,
it's amazing. It's
yeah.
amazing.
And then I also have Amanda's Daughters, which is kind of a mentorship for young girls to keep a safe place for young girls in the entertainment industry.
I love
There's
it.
a lot of dangerous things going on.
Man,
So,
trafficking
yeah.
and all of that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah, so I try to protect them and be their advice and things like that.
I like that.
Amen to that.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Uh-oh.
Y'all seen that? Just the look. The look. The mama look.
Mercy. I'm Pamela Nero, and I feel like I don't do anything.
You've already done it.
That's right. That's right.
But
You ready?
Ooh, that was a good catch.
She got
I know,
quick
it is. That
hands.
was
Talent.
That's the mark of a good mama.
Yeah, backhand.
So we can grab stuff quick.
well, I was born and raised in Peoria, Illinois. I'm married to a pastor.
Y'all heard that.
Yeah.
The distinction. Married to a pastor.
Hey, pastor.
She ain't the pastor.
Married to the pastor.
Yeah, right.
And I have 3 children, and they're all adults, and I have 2 bonus children
Mhm.
that are also adults, and we have 14 grandchildren,
Wow.
and they're placed in different places, but we have 36, 2 33s, 1 29, 1 28. Was that 5? Yeah.
Yeah.
But and we're a blended family, so
Yeah.
Super.
That's good.
yeah.
There's
That-
not many
that-
that ain't that's
and-
around now.
Being a blended family is an obstacle within itself.
Yeah,
Man,
that's hard.
we'll
That's
talk about
hard.
that too.
But, yeah.
We just might as well go ahead and continue with
Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
Because a lot of times, most people are coming to as a blended
Blended
family.
family.
Yeah,
And
our
it's
whole
like-
family was that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And you're bringing in totally different kids, totally different
Mm-hmm.
attitudes
Lifestyles.
Backgrounds,
and
everything.
backgrounds.
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you find works the best for you in that aspect? What
When
worked
we
the best?
when we first got married, and the 2 youngest ones were 5 and 6, and were best friends. I mean, I've been knowing him. I attended the church that he attended, so I've been knowing him for
Okay.
like forever. So our kids played together and became
Mhm.
best friends and everything. And that was good to be best friends. But when we moved in together, it was like a totally different story.
Y'all wasn't best friends.
We
no more?
wasn't, no. Well, me and him remained best friends, but they wasn't best friends.
Yeah. You messing with my toys,
But
you
you know,
touching my
so
stuff.
it was a, you know, and it took us a minute to realize that, especially after they got to be adults, that we don't interfere in y'all relationship. We don't question who you're with. We don't question why they do what they want to do.
Yeah.
So we're not either. You know, because when they got older, you know, it was like, well, my daddy this, my mom, and it was just and I was like, look, y'all have your lives and we have ours.
Okay.
And now that they're all in a relationship now, they
Yes.
understand that.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I see.
Isn't it amazing how sunrise
yeah, exactly.
make you become wiser along
Yeah,
the way?
Exactly. Oh
It's
yeah.
like, oh, now you see what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they all come back to you for advice.
And they do. Yeah. And we've been married 18 years, so it's been a
Okay.
Okay,
How's that work for you with the
It's very blended in our
Yeah.
household too.
Yeah.
I think the biggest part would probably be the lifestyle differences in the different households. You know,
Yeah, I
the
didn't think about
religious background from one,
Yeah.
Yeah.
very different from another, and we just try not to talk about that.
Hey,
You know, if
keep
it's
the
a-
peace.
If exactly, if
Yeah.
it's a conversation that isn't going to be peaceful, we're not going to have that conversation until we can.
Okay.
You know, we talk about things that bring peace into the house, and it's not always peaceful. You know,
Right,
I'm not going to say my
right.
home's perfect because I see socks on the floor and I flip my lid. I'm like,
Oh, what'd you say?
What's this?
So sometimes you have to leave them socks
Who's
and not say
gonna lose a
nothing.
scoop of ice cream?
Oh.
And those socks get picked up fast.
Right.
I'm
Reward
Quincy.
persuasion.
Reward. Is she still on that reward
Yeah.
system?
Yes.
Yes.
Get a reward.
It works.
Yes,
It works.
I like that. I like that.
I have a question,
Yup.
and we'll start with Pam Nero. Respectfully, I say that.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed. But anyway, question for everyone: what's the best? I mean, what would you say is the total or best characteristic needed to be a top-notch mother, or mom, or mommy, or however you want to say that?
You have to communicate with them, and you can't just automatically judge. I mean, you can't judge them. Just to be there, if they're going through something, a life change or whatever it be, you need to listen, and don't jump to a conclusion. Cause been there, done that.
Yeah, me too.
You know, and then that separates you.
Communications.
Yeah.
Amanda, you're not.
I'm not, but I have 12 god babies. So what I do
Okay.
is, yes, I
But you
just
can get back though.
Yeah.
See, it's a difference.
see. Here's the thing: I can spoil them and leave, and the attitude
There
goes
you
there,
go.
'cause I don't have to deal with that.
Yes.
But my thing is love, and I didn't realize how much they look up to me till they got older, and they know all the lyrics to my songs. They know what I did years ago, which I forget. So they're really watching me. So I just say lead as an example for me.
I'm definitely in agreement with communication, honesty and transparency to boot, honest with feelings as well. And if I'm having a bad day, I'm honest with my kids about it. You know, if
Oh, that's
I'm
good.
weak about something, I'm honest because if I show my vulnerabilities to them, they're going to show their vulnerabilities
right.
to me. You know,
Oh, that's
and
good.
That's
a
beautiful.
parent can't just take from their kids all the time.
Yeah.
You tell me what you're thinking and then not tell their secrets. You know, trust is built on both people being vulnerable.
Right.
So opening that vulnerable spot to your children puts them right into that field of trust.
So how did you deal? How did you?
Yeah, no, go
How
ahead.
did you deal with a teenager with that type of mindset, like you just said?
Well, we
A
talk,
girl.
You know, we talk about everything.
Okay.
I'm her confidant. She comes to me. She talks to me about the boys she likes. You know, and I encourage her on the boys I think are nice, and I warn her on the ones I think are not. And I tell her I have experience, and she knows I do. And she trusts my experience because I tell her those things, even embarrassing things that, you know.
Yeah.
I
we've
mean,
all
I
been
wouldn't want
through.
you guys
Yeah.
hearing about,
Oh,
but you
no,
know,
I get it.
we've all had those. We're
Right.
women. We
Yes.
go through
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so just relating with her to let her know that I remember. I'm not that old.
Man,
I
yeah.
remember. I know
Yeah.
what it's like to be young.
Yeah, I've always said that. I mean, it sounds like trust is the main word here because, you know, I've always said kids can deal with you having shortcomings, but if they find out that you were dishonest, that kills the deal
Yeah.
a lot
Yeah.
of times. So
It's hard to earn that back.
the fact that you can be open and do that, that's why you have that kind of relationship with them. I think that's awesome.
That
So,
is.
What about you, Jessica?
I
mean,
think
Jess.
for me, whatever you want to call me, I think for me, patience is a big one. Like definitely communication, because I like to, make sure that if something is done, we understand why it's done. But patience, because, kids have their impulses because they're kids, and they'll do something and not think about it. So then I mean, as an adult, you just immediately want to get frustrated and just be like, well, why the heck did you do that? Did you not think, but it's the patience that I'm learning to be like,
I like that.
their brain, because especially Leo, because he's 7, his brain hasn't developed in certain areas, whereas an older child's might have developed. And so they don't have some of that cognitive reasoning. So it's like, I just need to explain communication so he understands and be patient about it. Because if I come at him with like all worked up, he's not going to want to listen.
Yeah.
You got to come at him calm. And, So
That's my boy.
And I need to work on my patience.
I do too.
My patience.
And I think, is Ray is your
Yeah.
brother?
What's he saying on
Yeah,
there?
he asks about what was that?
Oh yeah. What age do you do they get their own cell phone?
That's what
he's
he
asking
asked.
me.
Yeah,
that.
he's asking, the parents.
Okay, brother. Well, you haven't got any of them a cell phone. Well, you do. They do have cell phones, but they don't have service. So I believe
So
in
they
that.
run around with a fake phone?
No, they have like the Wi-Fi. They can do their YouTube,
okay.
and they can do text, but they can't go onto certain shows. It's like the kid YouTube.
Okay.
Just because I have seen some YouTubes going around and them on the laptop of some of the other kids that I'm around, and it's
They be
very
implanting
graphic.
stuff in that stuff.
So.
Man.
My
I don't
husband's
know
a big
anymore.
YouTube
I
show,
just
so.
I don't know the age anymore because it's just things are just getting too
And that's true because
yeah.
my older kids, like Tyler and Tiff, they were like 13 before they got a phone. It was like, yeah, you're not getting a phone until you're 13.
Yeah.
And I know Tiff's probably watching. She's like, yeah, Mom. But Alyssa, the baby, there's a 18-year span, 19-year span between them two. And she got a phone at 9, I want to say, and it's like, Tiff's like,
We can get phones till we're 15.
Yeah.
15 or 16. I mean, the pay phone is where it's at, and then you tell them,
Yeah,
you
the
tell them
pay
where.
phone.
that's what we can.
You tell them
we
where
know.
to show up.
Believe.
I'll be here at 5:45.
Yes. And you better be there.
Or you call use somebody's landline. Hey, can
Or
I get
rotary
my-
or
Yeah.
dial
Right, yeah.
Yes.
So,
That is true. So I have a question for you guys. Do you feel, and this for as the mom, do you feel as a parent that you've passed on more struggles to your kids by the how I was raised mentality?
I don't think, or I know I haven't, because my parents are very active in helping me with my son, because I, work this show
And
in
your
the
dad says he loves you.
evenings, and good. I keep
Yeah.
looking over there like the camera's not.
Like,
I know. But yeah, my mom and stepdad, they helped me so much with Leo, and I was raised. I think I'm okay. I think I turned out all right.
Of course, yeah.
I don't have a lot of
All you moms
struggles.
are beyond reproach. That's fine. Yeah.
I was pretty much raised by a single mom for most of my life, and
Right.
just seeing her, like, how hard she works.
Yeah.
She was going to school. She has her master's in business now. She would do high school tutoring as well as voice lessons. She was the director of a church choir, all while I was growing up. So growing up, seeing all of that, like, I don't even measure up to that at all, and I wish I did.
But you do in other ways.
I have, yeah. And she was just such a good, showed me to just push for things, and yeah. So I don't think I've pushed anything onto Leo.
That's cool. Anybody else? Do y'all think?
Well, I think we all pass down a certain amount of generational trauma.
Yep.
Some people call them generational demons or curses. Sometimes it's things we don't even recognize in ourselves, but our kids will see them. That's when you know you're being real with your kids, because they will call you out. And they will tell you what your demons are, because you'll see them in you, and you realize you're not perfect. And those are things you have to work out with your kids. Now, whether or not they take a trauma on with them, are they seeing you struggle every day with it, or are they seeing you try to overcome it? So that's really where I think the question is. And
Okay,
my
she's
kids
not
have
a
seen me
redeemed mom.
struggle.
Yeah.
She's not here. She don't
told
count. She's
y'all.
a,
She don't
yeah,
count.
that's a
Y'all
rare,
listen
she's
to
a
her.
rare breed, okay?
She is like all the way. Her chakras
I'm
is
sorry
like.
to interrupt you, but
Yeah,
you ain't normal.
I know.
Oh, she can pick right back up what she
Yeah,
said.
go on, do it. I just had to say that.
Well, you know, we have to recognize that none of us are perfect,
Right.
and we're going to pass mistakes on to our kids, but we need to forgive ourselves.
Yeah,
That's
wow.
the key
That's
right
good.
there.
That's
Because
good.
if we dwell on our mistakes with our children, that's where the trauma comes in.
Mhm.
We're not forgiving ourselves, and we're not moving on from that. The kids need to see you forgive yourself so they can forgive themselves when they screw up, because they're not going to be perfect parents either.
Nobody's perfect.
Exactly.
Nobody.
So if they can
Nobody.
see their parents overcome some hard knocks and roll with the punches, they're going to learn to be fighters. And they're going to overcome and be victors in life. And maybe they'll have some chips on their shoulder for,
Yeah.
but that's for them to work on. But, as long as they know they're loved and accepted and we all work through our stuff together, I think, for the most part, they're going to come out on top.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, myself growing up, I was a spoiled brat. I was spoiled. I mean,
heard it here.
I just my mom passed away when I was only 6, so I got raised by 2 grandmothers, and they just spoiled us to death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were literally spoiled
Now
brats.
we got some insight.
and I'm still spoiled, but I'm not quite the brat that I was. I don't think, but I'm still spoiled.
We don't know, Pastor, what you saying.
He can't say that.
Or
He can't say.
Keisha, what y'all say? Look, we gonna get the real one.
And as far as and I'm sure generational curses are real.
Yeah,
Yes,
they are.
And I'm sure through my life I've probably done some things that my kids probably think I was a bad mother or I shouldn't have done that
Yeah.
or whatever. And my son told me before I came here, he said, I will be watching and I will send messages in if you're not
Right.
saying the right thing.
Look, let me check. You
Oh,
don't see nothing down there. Do we see anything?
Roles are reversed
I know,
now.
right?
That's what I used to do with my
But,
mom. I was like, the street lights come on, you're in. Why
Oh.
don't you have your cell phone?
But
She did that to me.
I was a single parent of 3 kids, and at one point I worked 3 jobs.
Yeah.
I mean, so they knew what the struggle was,
Yeah.
and I mean they knew, and in times when they struggle, they'll tell me, Mom, you know what? Now I see what you had to go through.
Yeah.
Because one daughter has 5 kids, and the
Yeah.
other one has.
But she does a lot. She's very creative.
and they know, and I mean they know how to struggle. They know how to
Yeah.
pull themselves through stuff, and they always know that they can always come to us. But they're fighters
I think
because they see me, and I had
Yeah.
to. I mean, I was of a son, which was one thing. My son is my oldest, and we didn't live in the best neighborhood or whatever. He got into mess and did mess and whatever. So I was very hard on him.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. But I think they all learn, from where we came from to where we are. So
Right.
they're fighters.
One thing I noticed too, like when there's a disparity from the first kid and the last kid, a lot of times that first kid saw stuff them other kids didn't ever, so they got a different outlook
Yeah,
on mom.
that's true.
than
That's
what you know what I mean?
true.
You know,
That's true. Yeah,
I mean,
my
it's-
older 2.
Right,
Mom,
yeah.
you didn't do that
Right.
right. And I'll be like,
Right.
you know better,
yeah.
you do better.
Yeah.
I mean,
But Alyssa probably said,
Alyssa,
oh,
like-
she's perfect.
I know,
You know what I
right?
mean? You're like, hey, she's old and trying to get to heaven. That's why she's perfect now. You didn't see her when she was out catting and
Trying to make it in. I'm trying to make it on
It
in.
depends on what kid, 'cause
Right.
you're gonna get 3 different stories.
That's
Right.
true.
Because
Yeah,
my
that's
my
true.
middle child, I hope you're not watching my Keisha.
Oh, you know she
See,
is.
But
You know it.
she's the woe's me. Well, I'm the middle kid.
Yeah.
But she's the most outgoing, the most talented one.
That's too.
Can pull herself through any. She's got 5 kids, so she can pull herself through anything.
Mhm.
But and then the baby will be like, well, I don't remember mom doing that.
Yeah.
And then there's that oldest one. He was like, what? I remember, and I'm like, yeah.
Mom
We
had
have the same stories, yeah.
Yeah.
The same
It just
stories.
depends on what kid it is that you
Mhm.
what, your response will be different each time.
Well, and Amanda, I'm gonna ask you
Mhm.
because you lost your mom
Yes.
not too long ago,
Uh-huh.
and so what resonates with you? What do you keep remembering and that you hold fast to?
How
that
she
helps you
raised
get
us
through?
in the Lord. Like,
Oh.
she was such a good example of how to walk in His love and how to walk walk like a Christian, be a Christian. Don't just like preach it, but do it.
Do it.
So she, I mean, when we were young, we didn't like the rules, you know,
No.
we didn't like any of that stuff, but now that I look back on it, it was all for protection. So, yeah.
That's good. And that's the thing, too, because we look back, and like you were saying, and now they come to you for advice, you know, like, Mom, what do I do with this and this? But when they're growing up, and just like when we were growing up, it was all, man, that's the worst mom in the world. Oh, she get on my nerves, you know, whatever. Well, we didn't ever say that to them.
Not out loud.
Oh, no.
Not out loud.
We'd be like way down the street,
Right.
way down the street.
You be looking up?
Yeah.
Because you be laying down on your back.
It'd be like picking yourself up from the ground. Because, but we,
Yeah, they walked in the Lord too.
Yes, they did.
I'm done. Yeah, you do though. It's like,
Yeah.
and a lot of times you hear, well, it's because of my mom I'm this way, or that kind of thing, you know. What's the cutoff where you start responsible
Thank
for
you.
your own life?
Yes.
You know, how do you,
Yes.
go ahead.
Go
No,
ahead.
y'all, everybody got an answer for
What's
this.
hard about this one lately?
Okay.
You know, we pass on our curses,
Mhm.
but we stand on the shoulders of giants. And we got to remember that our people have sent us more than pain. You know, they've given greatness to all of us. And if we can focus on that too, they'll be with us and they'll guide us.
So instead of the pain,
absolutely.
focus on the,
Yeah.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. Because
We all come from greatness, all of us.
and why do you and y'all gonna get the answer too? But why do you think we focus on the pain? Because is it easier to hang on to that, or is it easier to blame,
I
or
think
is
society's
it
trained us to think negatively.
Yeah,
The
victim.
media.
Yeah, it's just
And
automatic.
yeah, victim
Yeah.
attention.
easier? Okay,
Blame
so back to
others.
attention.
Yeah, we
Which is
become
why I
attention
wanted to
seekers.
support this show because
Right.
it's independent media.
Oh
and it
yeah,
has,
Yeah.
morals. And
Yeah,
I
right.
feel
Keep
that
freaking
Yes.
church, yeah.
like we're a professional show here.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody sending us no checks.
Matching and everything.
But you can start.
We gonna be there. And if you want to send a check, we gonna get a button for you. But yeah. But anybody else on that? Unless y'all done forgot what I have. 'cause
I
it's-
did.
Kinda. Yeah. Okay. Good. Me too. I was like, kinda.
Okay, well, moving on to the next
Next question, huh?
But so when you are, how many of y'all took your kids through we going in the store? I don't even have to finish. I don't even have to finish.
Yeah.
What we each one of it? What was the word we said? Don't
Look at it, don't
Don't
touch
touch
it.
it.
Don't,
Yeah.
don't
Don't
you
ask.
do it.
don't ask. Don't
Yeah.
ask.
You can't even say the
touch,
right
don't-
word. You
don't
gotta say,
nothing.
you didn't touch shit.
Speak on behalf of Rachel on that. Or the card. Don't you touch it. Don't you look at it. You ain't getting
Right,
nothing.
right.
Don't
Damn
ask.
thing.
Matter of fact, stay in the car.
And don't embarrass me in this store.
Right,
We're at
yeah.
somebody's house, right? You go to somebody's house.
Oh,
Don't ask for no food.
No,
Don't
ask.
open the fridge.
Yeah.
Don't open the fridge.
Don't come out the room. What
thank
you
you.
talking about? You don't get to see the fridge.
Hey, I
Go to
just
the kids'
said,
room.
I come out of the warehouse in the store so many times, and I push that basket right back to the back.
Yeah.
Hey, and then I push it back out in the aisle. They knew better than be reaching out
Right,
there.
don't be reaching.
Hey.
Except for you, Donika. We
They
know that.
thought I worked there.
Yeah.
They thought I worked there. I come out that back room so many times.
Back then, forehead sweating
Oh,
and
my
everything.
goodness.
Oh, mercy.
I know which kids not to take to the stores.
Yeah.
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 And yours probably.
I have my helpers and the ones that are little imps that run around. No.
Hey, back in the day, we used to say stay in the car.
Man.
Hey,
And wasn't no
what
such
you-
thing as calling no.
Yeah,
the
they're calling
kids in the
police
car.
on anybody in the car.
Right,
They're in the
yeah,
car.
we were all underage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We didn't have no
Unless that's-
seatbelts. We didn't have nothing.
Mm.
And we stayed at home.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, home. Yeah,
Man.
home.
So what's something that you think to tell your kid, if you had to sit down heart to heart and they's like, oh, Mom, this is why I did this, or this is why, what kind of advice would you give to your kids now when they, if they would come to you and say, how can I, and y'all know he's a little busy, but, you know, if they come to you and say, how can I get past this, or how can I, you know, they want to help, they want to mend some fences, or that kind of thing.
Like mend some fences with a purse. I mean, like.
Well,
Hey,
either with mom,
Yeah.
a parent, or with, because we all got stuff
You
that
already
we
getting
need.
at it.
Y'all
You already getting at it, too.
y'all are seeing the eyesight bitch.
Hey, I think we need a little prayer right now. And bring it in.
Let me get the water out.
It's like, sorry does not cut it
I
no
know.
more.
If you need to think about it, we can go to
Yeah,
somebody
yeah,
else.
somebody else.
With my 3 children, and my husband's probably sitting at home laughing, but it's not a problem,
Well, we got.
but I'm in their business a lot.
She's like, I'm already in the business. I'm in the business.
And I really am trying not to be, but they don't understand. If I call you 3 days in a row and you don't answer the phone, there's a problem.
There's a problem.
I need to know what's going on.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
get
do
that.
you need
I
me to
get
pay
that.
your phone bill, or
Oh, yeah.
are you just
Yeah.
ignore me, or what is it?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to back off there, a little bit, but I tell them, and I don't want to keep repeating this, but like I said, I lost my mom when I was 6 years old, and I said, I'm all y'all, I'm it. I'm it.
Wow.
Think about it. And like I
Like
said,
it
I
or
was
not.
raised by my
Yeah.
grandparents, and I called my grandmothers especially 3 times a day when they were living. I mean, there was
Wow.
never a day that went by that I did not talk to my, grandparents. And I was like, how do y'all function without talking to me every day?
They're like, just fine, Mom, just fine.
Especially with cell phones now.
You
don't have to stop at the
and
corner
they didn't understand
and
for
get on the
Mother's Day.
payphone.
They both got up that morning, text me, Happy Mother's Day. But I thought throughout the day I would get a personal call. But they were like, well, Mom, we text you.
Yeah.
That's not the same.
That's not the same.
You know,
No
It's
so-
more.
that new rate,
And
yeah.
I'm just trying to get them to understand I'm not going to be here always. I'm not going to be
Yeah,
here
you're
always.
not. Yeah.
And I told my husband the other day, I said, if now one of them jump in that casket or start acting
Acting
a
a
fool,
fool.
I'm going to sit down
Tell
and
them
be
you
quiet.
didn't call me.
Yes.
Sit down and be quiet.
I had
Snatch
to
'em back.
call. I had to call my mom every day.
I did.
Every
Oh,
single
wow.
day,
Yes.
all day long. I'll be
Yes.
at an audition. I'm talking to her.
Really?
After the audition, I'm talking to her. I'm in the shower.
Yes.
She's to the side. I mean, I'm not kidding. That's how.
Really?
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, yeah. Do you,
We call maybe a few times a month. I mean, it's
Okay.
not
Oh,
like,
that will kill me.
Oh, I couldn't.
I've always been a very private person, and my mother respects that, so she knows that that's what I need. And she has 5 kids and almost 30 grandkids to keep touch with, so there's plenty of people getting attention.
okay,
She's getting
yeah.
attention.
Somebody will talk to her.
She's
Yeah.
not.
May not be me, but somebody will.
Somebody's on the line.
We touch base, and I visit her when I can. So.
Okay. Okay.
I talk to my mom every day. If I'm having a problem, I call her and I kind of tell her what's going on. She's always got good advice because she's, and we're really close. So, and I think about that too. I mean, she's not going to be here forever, and I'm going to if I have anything to do with it, she'll be here forever because I need her. I'm still like, I don't want to call the doctor. Can you call and make an appointment for me, please?
Man.
And she will sometimes. I'm trying to get better at it because I feel like I need to be a grown up at some point. But as long as she's gonna keep doing it, thank you, Mom.
Yes.
That-
Keep
I
doing
mean,
it.
But
Yeah.
that's a lot of times you'll find people who don't reach out to their mom, every day. I mean, I know I don't call my mom every day, but it's like the different levels, but then you talk to them and everything's all good and whatever. But it's like, wow, to have that day to day to day, every day.
But your kids, though, are there to teach you who you are
Yeah.
as well.
that could be,
You
yeah.
got lessons to learn. You think you've grown and learned lessons. No, your
Right.
kids are teaching you lessons
True that.
about you.
Yeah.
True that.
Maybe because they ain't calling you because maybe you too controlling.
That could be.
or vice versa. You know what I mean? And I'm like, hey, don't let me get that.
Think about that.
I am.
There's some
It
truth.
is
Yeah.
true, but I am. I try to not be controlling in their lives, but I want to know, and I don't mean their personal stuff,
right.
but I want to know if you got a bill that you can't pay.
Right.
I want to know if you don't feel good. I want to know if I want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get that.
And I just want to know, and they don't feel like I should.
This is
Well,
my
I'll talk
life,
to your
Mom.
kids real quick. Okay, when I
Yeah.
talked to my mom every single day after she was gone was the hardest because I'm used to every single day. And it hurts,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it sucks.
Yeah.
So I just wish every kid would always talk to their mom. Talk to them, if it's not every day because you're busy, but they like phone calls. My mom
Yes.
just enjoyed
Yes.
hearing my voice. Even if you're just sitting there in silence, or you just say hi, or
Yeah.
how's your day? It's real important.
Just call her and just sit there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They hear you
And let her do
breathe.
all the talking.
They hear you
Yes.
breathe.
You're breathing on the other
Yeah,
end.
that good enough? All right.
So do you feel that the kids should call the, and not obviously not the little bitty kids, but the kids should call the mom or the mom should call the kids? Because you get that back and forth a lot.
Both, yeah.
I think
it should
it's
be
equal. I
both.
think it should
Okay.
be both. I mean,
Yeah.
because I do respect them as adults, and I
Right.
do know they have lives and everything. But it takes
Yeah.
2 seconds to say, "Hey, Mom, how you doing today?" All right, then.
Yeah, just to
Just-
hear the voice.
just-
Okay.
And then my sister passed away 2 years.
Yeah.
It'll be 2 years ago,
Yeah.
and she has 4 children. And now that their mom is gone, I get calls from them every day. To where my kids don't call. I'm thinking. But they call me every day. I mean, because
Yeah.
it was only 2 of us, myself and my
Yup.
sister. So they call me every day.
Because they got a different perspective.
They got a
Yeah.
different perspective.
Yeah,
Right now,
yeah.
I mean now, but
That's
they
true.
call me every
Wow.
day.
Hey, for you don't want to call your mom, just put it on recording. Hi, Mom. And then put it up on the phone, and you ain't even got to talk to her, and then hang up. You know what I mean?
We got a feedback here from Jasmine. Jasmine? Is that okay? She said, what about those who can't build a bond with their mom no matter how hard they try? It's a negative feedback.
Well, I got something.
And now it's real for us,
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
In the last few minutes now, it's for
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
What you got for
Real
that?
stuff.
What you got?
I have a pretty good relationship with my mother.
Okay.
We have very different lifestyles now. Having been a 6th generation member of a specific religion, and I broke out of it,
Yeah.
and it was hard, and the whole family shut me off for a while. So I was on my own in the world, completely alone, and to be cut off from your family. Sorry, tears.
It's
flying.
all
It's
good.
okay.
It's all
It's
good.
Mother's Day.
To be cut off from your
Yeah.
family
That's rough.
makes you realize how important they are, but also shows you how to stand on your own 2 feet, and you learn to change what needs to be changed for the next generation.
Okay, that's why she's able to be how she
Yeah.
is next.
Yeah.
She's dealt with
Yeah.
it. She
Yes.
figured it out.
And you know what? We've forgiven the differences.
There you go.
We're back to that good, solid relationship.
Oh,
The misunderstandings are really where the silence comes from. To not know what to talk about. If the one thing you were raised talking about's gone, what do you talk
Whoa.
about? What
That's
do you?
true.
How do you connect? The person that's asking this question, how do you connect when you have nothing in common? You come from the same blood. That's not really
Man,
common.
the
Yeah.
DNA is
No.
shared.
You're
It's
both
shared.
human beings. You both have feelings. You both have hobbies. You might not have something in common with them, but we were at Christmas, and I was too poor to have a phone card that month. So I didn't have my phone. I noticed everyone's sitting around on their phones. It's like 30 people in there, and most of them on their phones. And my mom's sitting there in a rocking chair, and I went over there and sat by her and said, "Well, let's talk."
Yeah.
And we talked for a good hour without the other kids looking up from their phone. And she said, with them all in the room, one of these days, I'm not going to be here anymore. And
That's the realness.
and they were looking at the phones, and I'm like, man, I'm kind of glad I couldn't afford one this month.
Yeah.
No, there's no
There was a
mistakes.
reason for you
Ain't
not
no, ain't no,
having it.
that's what I'm saying.
No
No
coincidence.
coincidences.
No coincidence in
yes.
this moment.
There's
No mistakes.
none.
Yeah.
So, right after that, I felt like I needed to do something with my mom special that we could connect on, because we've disconnected over something so huge, like disappointing
Yeah.
even to the family. And music is her thing too. And it's funny because you knew me in
Yes.
college, and I was in like a metal band.
Yes, Carmen Star.
And my mom, we had this thing. I was like, yeah, my band's gonna make it. And she's just started playing in a band at the same time when she was in her 40s, about my age actually. And I'm like, yeah, Celtic music? I could do anything with that. You fiddling with the old people. She took me to the Old Time Fiddlers Association, and we played fiddle with the old people and whatnot. But I really value that now. And long story short, we made a music video together, and I feel like that really healed some old wounds. And it's something that we will have
Connected
forever.
on.
The
Mhm.
grandkids, exactly. So, for you people out there that are having trouble, find something. There's always something you can connect on.
Anything, yeah.
Anything.
Right.
And pray for
Wow.
God to soften the heart.
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Because you have to have a spirit of forgive to want to forgive,
Yes.
to want to connect.
And that all
Yes.
comes from self-work.
Yeah.
You have to do your self-work.
Yeah.
That way you can feel good, have confidence in yourself before you can even rely on somebody like your mom even. Your mom,
Yeah.
somebody leaves. People come and go in your life. You got to be
True
able to allow that to happen and understand it, but also
Yeah.
have confidence in yourself. Like your shirt says, I'm enough.
That's
You
my
are
brand.
enough.
Come get it. Come get it.
I got mine.
She's got hers.
know,
Yeah.
it's all
It's all
life.
a learning process.
All life,
yeah.
yeah. Mhm.
And life, we're gonna learn. We're gonna hope you learn until we up out of here.
Yeah, teaching and learning.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
It's a cycle. It's just a cycle. That's good though. Yeah.
Oh.
So we did have a question on here. I want to make sure I got it asked about for those who have had a car bought for them, or your kids turning 16 or whatever. Do you buy their first car, or do you make them buy it?
Did you
Or
say,
how was it done for you, or what did you do?
well, it depends if we're talking about a kid or a grandkid. Grandkid is boss.
Perfect.
It's boss.
You got it.
You don't have to ask. It's boss.
I already get it.
Hey, you ain't breaking the curse. You
Yeah.
sit there talking about
I
your
didn't say it
grandma.
was a curse.
You
When it
right.
comes to grandkids,
When I get
no
old enough,
question.
yeah, it's whatever what you need, baby. What
Yeah.
you need. Yeah. Okay.
No, but my daughter, the oldest one, I gave her a car. I
Mhm.
mean, she had a car, so.
Okay. Did you get a car?
I did not get a car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
To
get
work.
your own,
I had to
baby.
work.
Yeah, it worked.
Get my
I'm
own.
spoiled in that department. I've always had cars given to me. I mean, I've had over a dozen cars given to me, so it's like really lucky there, I guess. But I don't have the money right now to give that to my kids. But I do have one with a driver's license now, and she can drive whenever we're out together. I let her drive, so she feels like she's got something. And recently we had that conversation, and I said, I wish I could just buy you one.
Mm-hmm.
I said, but here's what I'm willing to do. I'll save if you save, and I'll meet you halfway.
Boom. Can't teach them no better than that.
Yeah.
Can't teach them no better. You got some years. You better start saving now.
Yeah. Because I do like that.
Yeah.
That was like something I thought about doing with my son. Is if you can save up half, I'll pay for the other half.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually have started saving for that on one of my little save apps. But me personally, my mom helped me out a lot to get a car. She had someone that she worked with who gifted a car for the tax purposes. So it was a 1997 two-door Chevy Cavalier.
Boom.
So I had to clean it out because it smelled heavily of smoke. And I mean, I didn't get my first car until I was, I think, 17. So I didn't have it my first year that I was able to drive. I didn't have one. And then after that car kind of died, my mom helped me get a 2005 Ford Focus. And I had that car until it was in an accident, not my fault.
Of course not.
And I wasn't even in the car when it happened. But so she helped me get that, and then helped me pay that off. And but yeah, now the car I have now that she helped me find as well, but paid all that on my own. So, but yeah, but I think that I like the idea of the half and half, because again, going back to the value and showing what
So they don't
it's
feel
worth.
entitled like this.
Not like, oh, here's a car.
They take care of it better.
Next time,
You got it
yes.
right.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
their investment, their blood, sweat, and tears
Yep.
is in that car,
Yeah.
and they're going to want someone to spill their drink in it. But if mom gave them a car, oh, yeah, we'll pick it up later.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's
That's true.
Yeah.
We're used to mom giving us stuff, so
Mhm.
it's just a
Yeah.
car.
Yeah.
right.
That's true.
Maybe mom will clean it for me. Who knows?
I know. Well, I was protected with the plug in my car. Like,
teaches you the value of sacrifice.
Yeah.
Y'all
Yeah.
have been. Go
One
ahead.
thing about it, Troy, we held our own.
Yeah.
yeah, we know. Yeah, we know. Hey, them low T patches help.
That's
Yes, sir.
We had to get them. We had to get them quick.
It's been an enlightening, it's
Yeah.
been an enlightening
It's
show.
been
Yeah.
beautiful. I wish we go another 2-3 hours with moms, because it's like there's so
Yes.
much that people don't even have a clue, that mothers go through, and or that they pass on to their kids for them to take on to to pass on to their kids. But we can just appreciate what we got and try to do the best we can.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all we can. Any of us
Yeah,
can do.
yeah, but when the kids make it, they don't say hi.
They
Thanks,
say,
Dad. They
"My
say
mom."
hi, Mom. Yeah, so y'all get y'all credit. Y'all get credit.
Always
So
mom. I'd like to thank my mom.
That's because you all get 9 months head start.
Well,
Right.
Now,
Yeah.
see, it's not like we don't get.
Yeah.
It is. When y'all superpower can grow a human, then we got something to talk about.
Yes.
All we can do
Yes.
is wait on them when they need more money.
Yeah. So we need y'all to stay working. We need y'all to stay working.
Right.
But we really appreciate you guys. It's been amazing, and y'all, man, like I said, we can take this on for a whole nother.
Yeah.
Because because moms, there's never no ending to moms. So that's the way it is. There's never no ending. But next week, who do we got? We have Dola, right? Dola. The Dola. Man, I don't know why her last name ain't coming. Flake. Dola Flake.
Hey,
Yeah, she's she's.
the coach still got his job.
We need to check every week, though, don't we? Yeah. That's 2
Weekly
weeks
check-in.
ahead of
No,
time.
stop.
We have to check to make sure he still has.
Start
You know, I
calling him
didn't ask
back.
that.
Hey,
But
Yeah.
it's all right.
Come on,
We
what's wrong?
need to know.
I'm
We need
done with
to
y'all.
know.
I'm done with y'all. Anyway, next week we have Dola Flake, and she's going to be talking about some diversity issues, the DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. And she's the something up in Springfield that's over all of that. I can't remember. I'm sorry, Dola. I can't remember what your title is.
Joplin doesn't have an
Does
inclusion.
not, and she's
Hey,
working
hey,
to
hey.
get that into Joplin schools. She's working
Well,
to
I
get
get
that.
ready to say you have
Yeah,
some.
Springfield's
don't you
got
have
it
some
now.
elbow room.
Man,
down
I'm not
there?
on that stuff anymore. I'm not on that
or
stuff.
some
anymore.
elbow
Like, that's the
pads.
old me.
But that's what you gotta call your school board for. That's what you
Yeah.
call your council people for, and get up in the faces because
That's
no
right.
changes come if you're not up in the faces or if you're not in
Yeah.
the system to make it work.
All right.
So next week we'll be looking for you 6 o'clock Tuesday. Thank you for joining us.
This is your announcer, D.R. Colbert, still working for a bottle of crushed grapes and that meal, saying thanks for listening to the Colbert Connection with Melody and Donika. If you like our show and want to know more, check us out next week, same time and place, when we talk about everything, including you, if you do not tune in to next week's show. Catch the Colbert Connection Tuesday at 1800 hours or 6 p.m. See you sooner than later. Good day.